I think, well, let me add that later on, as as see, I'm second generation Japanese American in the United States. Well, my children are third generation Japanese American, and then they're fourth generation. As time went on, as the third and fourth generation of Japanese Americans went through college and learned more about the incarceration, many of them became incensed, and many of them went to law school and decided that there should be some redress for the violations of the Constitution against people of Japanese ancestry. So in 1988, Congress passed the Civil Liberties Act of 1988, under which the United States government apologized to people of Japanese ancestry for the internment or incarceration. And then in 1990, President Bush signed the act, which gave us the $20,000 of redress. So there was a kind of compensation for the race prejudice, but that doesn't deny the fact that race prejudice existed, and I would say that it still exists today.
Mr. Sakamoto, I'm sorry. What propelled you into action?
Excuse me?
What propelled you into action?
Propelled into action? You have to excuse me, I have hearing aids. Sometimes I have difficulty hearing. Propelled me into action. Well, the fact of the matter is that even though World War II was a very, very significant part of American history, many of the history books and textbooks, and even textbooks for law schools, mention very little about the incarceration of people of Japanese ancestry during World War II. And so therefore, as I discovered that, as I talked to different groups of people such as yourselves, I decided that I'll do whatever I can to help educate the public about the unconstitutional acts of the United States government against people of Japanese ancestry. So there are many lessons to be learned as a result of our incarceration. And not too long ago, I can't think of his name, Mr. Eldon Rosenthal, who's a civil rights attorney, and he addressed a group of Japanese Americans one day, and he said that the United States Patriot Act, which is in force right now, he said, under that act, the President of the United States can deem anyone guilty of being against the United States government, and therefore, once that declaration is made, that person can be swept off and put in jail without due process of law. And Mr. Rosenthal said that the United States Patriot Act, with that conditioning, has the largest potential for unconstitutional acts since the internment of Japanese Americans during World War II. So the United States Patriot Act is a living document, and people should know that it's a dangerous document as well if it's not administered correctly.